Hi, today I'm going to discuss the dangers of vaping. Have you ever thought how lucky you are to have the choice to keep your lungs healthy? Well, not everyone has that choice. After doing plenty of research and writing multiple essays, I feel comfortable enough to discuss the dangers of vaping. Over the years, the use of vaping and e-cigarettes have been a rising trouble in the United States and other countries, not only affecting adults but teens too. Over the years, the use of e-cigarettes have been evolving. Companies started creating flavored juices, flavors ranging from fruity sweet, were grasping the attention of more users, especially teens. E-cigarettes are battery-powered devices that heat a liquid into a vapor that can be inhaled. The vapor may contain nicotine flavors and other chemicals such as marijuana, hash, or oil. The use of e-cigarettes has increased dramatically. According to BBC News, the number of vapors has been increasing rapidly from about 7 million in 2011 to 41 million in 2018. Market research groups estimate that the number of vapors will reach almost 55 million by 2021. While some may consider these devices to be a healthier alternative to actual cigarettes, e-cigarettes are just as harmful. They increase your addiction to nicotine, they lead to health issues in the future, and they can affect your brain development. What is a vape? Like I said, a vape is a battery-powered device that heats a liquid into a vapor that can be inhaled. Vapor may contain nicotine and other harmful chemicals. I think with everything going on right now, it's important to keep our lungs healthy because of the coronavirus and also because of peer pressure. I think teens should know the risks of vaping at a young age. Vaping also increases your addiction to nicotine, causes dangerous health effects in the future, and affects your brain development. This chart over here I found, and it shows how vaping has increased over the years from 2017 to 2019. As you can see, from 2017, it's at its lowest, and then through 2019 it's just increasing, so we can only imagine how much it's going to be over the next years. The first thing I want to talk about is how vaping can lead to an addiction to nicotine. Because nicotine is a highly addictive drug, it can lead you to start smoking regular cigarettes in the future and can cause you to start doing more drugs, which can lead to even more harmful things. According to drugabuse.gov 2020, consuming nicotine on a regular day basis can lead to a very serious addiction. Nicotine leads to the release of chemical dopamine in the human brain. As with many drugs, dopamine promotes and teaches the brain to repeat the same behavior, such as using tobacco. Unfortunately, teens who start vaping now are putting themselves at higher risk to start smoking regular cigarettes in the future. According to drugabuse.gov 2020, a study showed that students who had used e-cigarettes by the time they started 9th grade were more likely than others to start smoking cigarettes and other smokable tobacco products within the next year. Another study supports these findings, showing that high school students who used e-cigarettes in the last month were about 7 times more likely to report that they had smoked cigarettes when asked approximately 6 months later, as compared to students who said they never used e-cigarettes. The next thing I want to talk about is how vaping at a young age can cause serious health issues. It can also cause cancer, heart disease, and respiratory disease. I want to talk about these three because I feel like they're the most dangerous and they're caused by vaping. According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, in an article written by Michael Joseph, mentions that there's been an outbreak of lung injuries and death reported to vaping. Vaping can cause heart failure and heart attack by raising your blood pressure and spiking your adrenaline, which increases your heart rate. It can also lead to lung cancer and other cancers. So this picture over here shows the different types of chemicals that are in your vaping device. So there's nicotine, there's heavy metals such as nickel, tin, and lead. There's also cancer-causing chemicals and the flavorings, which are also not healthy at all. The last thing I want to talk about is how vaping slows down the brain development. I think this one is also very important because as a teenager, our brains aren't fully developed until we're at least 25. So vaping, you're making your brain less developed. It can also lead to withdrawals, trouble focusing, and also lack of memorization. Also, over here, this picture, you can see that vaping affects your critical thinking, your decision making, your personality, and monitoring your social behavior. So I think that's very important to know for people who start vaping. Lastly, to sum everything up, vaping is very harmful, and it has effects on teens who start smoking at a young age. While some may consider these devices to be a healthier alternative to actual cigarettes, e-cigarettes are just as harmful. They increase your addiction to nicotine and other drugs, lead to future health complications, and affects your brain development. Thank you.